Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel. Welcome to Look Back, where I take a look at reviews that I've done 1, 5, 10, and 20 years ago. And I tell you what I think about them, if I think about them at all. 20 years ago, I took a look at Carcassonne. Now, Carcassonne came out more than 20 years ago, so this was kind of a follow-up review to it. The original Carcassonne, I still enjoy a lot, but I like it with expansions, so it's hard to differentiate between that now. But Carcassonne as a whole, I give an 8.5 to. I took a look at some of the expansions. Carcassonne Inns and Cathedrals. This one's around an 8. I don't need this one. I like the inns. I like the cathedrals. I like the extra stuff that it adds. It's good. But Carcassonne Traders and Builders is one of my favorite expansions. The idea of having a piece out there that if you place next to it, you get to put out an extra piece. And the trading aspect, the idea of finishing someone else's to get stuff works really well for me, so a 9 out of 10. And then the river. I give this one a 6.5, but does it really matter? Does any Carcassonne come without the river now? It was an expansion. Now it's just kind of, this is the way Carcassonne starts. All right, 10 years ago. All right. I reviewed Tiny Epic Defenders. This was a very controversial review because I hate it and still do hate Tiny Epic Defenders. A 4 out of 10. It became a bit controversial because a lot of people came in to defend it, including Rado. There was a big, argument about it. I tried to stay out of it for the most part. I give my opinion and then I'm out. But yeah, of all the Tiny Epics, this is the one I like the least. But some people do enjoy it, so go figure. But for me, 4 out of 10. Dogs of War. This is one of the ones that Shut Up and Sit Down is reprinting in their new line with Play to Z. I enjoyed this one, a little overproduced. I'm assuming that won't be the problem with a new one. 7 out of 10. Carcassonne Gold Rush. This is kind of a sideways move from Carcassonne. It's fine. 7 out of 10. Smash Up. Pretty Smash Up. This was, Smash Up was at the height of its popularity 10 years ago, and they were making whatever, and here they're like, hey, we're going to have kitty cats and princesses, and people really ate it up. A fun expansion, 7.5. Scoville. Intriguing. I just got the new edition of Scoville. So from Trick or Treat. So I'm pretty sure it's the same, but this idea of putting hot peppers together, it's basically color mixing. A 7.5. And Cthulhu Wars. This massive, gigantic game, which I probably would give a higher rating to, but it's just so expensive and too big, really. But it's not a bad game. It's Cthulhu with armies on a map. 7.5. All right, 5 years ago, I reviewed Paradise Lost from Tom Butler. Just a really dreadful game all around. Fairy tale characters are just, it's messy. But Tom came back and made some pretty good historical games afterwards. But this one's a 3 out of 10. Inner Compass. So Inner Compass is a game that until right now, I have honestly forgot what this game's even about. So I'll quick look it up here. I just went out Inner Compass. Yeah, that's right. Inner Compass is this thing about, it was from AEG, and it was this idea of moving around a board, searching for meaning in your everyday life, and blah, 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 blah. And it's this very, very boring abstract game. I really, really disliked it. 5 out of 10. The King of All Bards. You're a bard. You go around. You're singing songs. There's a lot of funny in-jokes in this game, a lot of fun ideas, but it's a little over the top and unnecessary in many ways. It's fine. 6 out of 10. Dice Upon a Time. I don't know if I like that name. Do you? I don't know. Let's take a look at Dice Upon a Time. Dice Upon a Time, I gave a 6.5 to. I said it's almost there. Oh, it's a family adventure game. There's grim fairy tale characters. It's kind of for kids with an interesting movement mechanism, but just misses the mark a little. In the Hall of the Mountain King. This game has a great cascading resource collection where you put cards down and you get all the cards that are above it, the stuff on them, and then a big board with polyomino tiles and stuff. A very, very cool game in the Hall of Mountain King and fantastically produced. 8 out of 10. Oceans. This is the follow-up to Evolution, and I actually really like this one. Now, to be fair, as you can tell, many of my reviews, I'm very biased towards oceanic themes. I just really like them. I like Finspan better than Wingspan for that reason. I like Oceans better than Evolution because it's in the sea. It's a neat idea. 8 out of 10. And Domination's Road to Civilization. This just showed up in my top 100. Fantastic game. A civilization building game. Best with 2. So many choices. The civilization thing's kind of in the background. It's more about the plethora of things you can do. 9 out of 10. Last year I reviewed Aqua Biodiversity in the Ocean, another ocean-themed game. This one's fairly abstract despite the wonderful artwork from Vincent Dutray, but a decent game, 7 out of 10. Jukmok, The Winter Market. This is one of those games that gets lost in the shuffle, but it has the ratchet mechanism where you can move as far as you want, but you can never go back, and you're grabbing cards, and each game, the sets of cards will be different and score points. Very simple, but a very fun theme. Winter markets are neat to me. 7.5. Nova Roma. So Nova Roma, just a big wide swath of all kinds of things, kind of a little point salad-y, but a main action mechanism in the middle, which is fantastic to do all these like little mini games around the outside. 8 out of 10. Blob Party. This is a fun party game in which you're trying to guess the same as everybody else, and you all want to come together. Incidentally, if you're ever at a show, Grant Lyon sometimes does a big live version of this. He did one at Dice Tower East last year, which was a lot of fun. 8 out of 10. Fractured Sky. Fractured Sky is a fantastic game from IV Studios with magnets and ships and controlling areas. One of the best productions I've seen in a while. I like it a lot. 8.5. And I reviewed Dominion 2nd Edition. I don't know why I gave this a 9 initially, but it's definitely a 10. Dominion's a 10 for me. It's one of the best deck building games ever made. The 2nd edition of Dominion is fantastic. It takes out some of the cards that maybe were not so useful and puts in new ones. Even if it doesn't, you can get the upgrade pack and just get the new ones. I like it. And there you go, folks. Those are the reviews I did 1, 5, 10, and 20 years ago. I'm Tom Vasel. We'll see you guys next time. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you like this review or whatever you just watched, wasn't it amazing? Check out our channel, Dice Tower. We have all kinds of things. We review games, we do top 10s, we play games live. It's all about board games, but especially the people who play them. Check out Dice Tower YouTube channel.